Hello everybody. Today we will speak about such a structure to have something done. To have something done. To have something done. We use such a structure when somebody does something for us. То есть мы употребляем такую структуру, когда кто-то что-то для нас делает. Ну, например, мы не делаем это сами. Например, постричься, сделать маникюр, починить обувь. То есть это кто-то для нас делает. В английском языке для выражения этого употребляется структура have something done, значит have плюс object, дополнение, плюс причастие прошедшего времени, past participle или participle to. И также вместо have мы можем использовать get. Порядок слов тот же самый, get plus object plus past participle. Местами их менять нельзя. Это грубейшая ошибка. Okay, now let us look at this example. She has her meals cooked. То есть ей готовят еду. Она сама не готовит. Она у нас подлежащая, значит has, потом дополнение object и past participle. She has her meals cooked. Next. She doesn't have her shopping done. То есть она сама не делает покупки, кто-то ей эти покупки делает. She doesn't have her shopping done. Okay. Next. Does she have her shopping done? Ей кто-то делает покупки. То есть вы видите здесь утвердительную форму, отрицательную форму и вопросительную форму. She doesn't have, опять doesn't have, object и past participle. Does, подлежащее, have, object и past participle. Такой порядок слов. Does she have her shopping done? Okay, any tense is possible as the situation demands. То есть мы можем использовать эту структуру в разных временах, которые требует ситуация. For example, he has his car washed every week. Он моет машину каждую неделю. То есть в сервисе он моет машину, он не сам моет машину. Видите здесь has, object, past participle and present simple. He has his car washed every day. He is having his car washed now. Is having, present progressive. Но тот же порядок слов. Is having, object, past participle. He is having his car washed now. Next. He has had his car washed already. Ему уже помыли машину. Present perfect. Has had, object, past participle. He has had his car washed already. Next. He has been having his car washed since morning. Ему моют машину с утра. Has been having, object, past participle. Okay, next. He had his car washed yesterday. Он помыл машину вчера. Had plus object plus past participle. He had his car washed yesterday. He was having his car washed when I called him. Past progressive. Was having, object, past participle. Okay. He had had his car washed before he went on a trip. Он помыл машину, прежде чем отправился в путешествие. Past perfect, поэтому у нас здесь два had, да, как вспомогательный глагол, и наш have, да, из нашей структуры to have something done. Значит, had his car washed. Next, he said he had been having his car washed for 2 hours. Он сказал, что ему моет машину уже 2 часа. Тут past perfect continuous, object, past participle. He will have his car washed. Он помоет машину. Will have, object, past participle. He will have his car washed. He will be having his car washed at this time tomorrow. Future progressive, will be having, object, past participle. Ему помоют машину в это время завтра. Окей. He will have had his car washed by 5 o'clock tomorrow. Ему уже помоют машину к 5 часам завтра. Future perfect. Will have had. Object. Past participle. He will have been having his car washed for 2 hours by the time I arrive tomorrow. Ему уже будут мыть машину в течение 2 часов к тому времени, когда я приеду завтра. Так, future perfect. Progressive. Object. Past participle. Okay, in this case we can use should, must, might, to be going to, want to, need to. Также мы можем использовать модальные глаголы. Should, must, might и такие выражения, как to be going to и глаголы, которые требуют to после себя. Want to, need to. Okay, the first example. Teachers should have their health examined every day. Учителя должны осматривать или пройти осмотр каждый год. То есть не сами себя осматривают, а это делается в больнице. Тоже кто-то со стороны. Should have plus object plus past participle. Teachers should have their health examined every year. Are you going to have this mobile repaired today? Ты собираешься починить или отдать в ремонт мобильный телефон сегодня? So, going to, are going to, have, plus object, plus past participle. Okay. And as I have said, instead of have, we can use get. Get something done. It is less formal. То есть, когда используется get, это менее формально считается. Get something done. You can get pizza delivered if you don't want to cook. Вы можете заказать пиццу, если вы не хотите готовить. То есть, get, object, delivered, past participle. То есть, вам принесут. Вы не сами будете готовить, а вам принесут эту пиццу. I need to get my nails done. Мне нужно сделать маникюр. Get my nails, object, past participle, от глагола do, done. I need to get my nails done. And we use have something done when something unpleasant has taken place. То есть мы используем также отображение, чтобы сказать о том, что что-то неприятное с нами случилось. Okay, she had her ankle broken at the training yesterday. Она сломала свою лодыжку на тренировке вчера. Had, her ankle, object, broken, past participle. He had his money stolen at the fair. Ему украли деньги на ярмарке. Had, object, stolen, да, past participle, от глагола steal. Okay, now let us do an exercise. Please, let us change these sentences as to use this expression. Have something done. For example, Kate didn't clean the room herself. Катя не убрала комнату сама. То есть она наняла кого-то, и кто-то для нее сделал это. Поэтому первый пример я вам скажу, потом вы немного подумайте и постарайтесь сами. Kate had, что? Object. The room. И past participle от глагола clean, cleaned. Kate had the room cleaned. Okay. Next. Anne doesn't deliver the food to her house. Аня не привозит еду к себе домой, то есть ей привозят. Anne has, тут в настоящее время, has the food delivered to her house. Anne has the food delivered to her house. Good. Next. Kate hasn't cooked her meals. Катя не приготовила еду. Переделайте это предложение, чтобы было так, что Кате приготовили еду кто-то. И получается Kate has had her meals cooked. Так как здесь у нас present perfect, да? Has had her meals cooked. Мы должны have поставить present perfect. Okay. Vic won't make her dress herself. Вик не будет шить себе сама платье, это будущее время. Значит, кто-то ей пошьет. Vic. Ставим в будущее время will, потом добавляем have, потом употребляем object her dress и past participle от make. Made. Vic will have her dress made. Okay. Next. She isn't feeding the dog herself. Она не кормит собаку сама, то есть кто-то за нее это делает. She is having the dogs fed. Так как здесь present progressive, и мы ставим have в present progressive. Next, Mr. Black didn't type the letters himself. Mr. Black не напечатал письма сам. Okay, think a little bit. Mr. Black didn't type the letters himself. Значит, кто-то за него это сделал. Тут у нас past simple. So, Mr. Black, ставим had в прошедшем времени, had, потом object, the letters, и past participle typed. Mr. Black had the letters typed. Next, Helen doesn't look after her children herself. Helen не присматривает за детьми сама, то есть кто-то ей помогает. Helen doesn't look after her children herself. Think a little bit how to change as to use the structure to have something done. Тут у нас present simple, значит Helen has, потом object her children looked after. Helen has her children looked after. Next, she doesn't take care of the plants in her garden. Она не заботится о растениях в саду. То есть кто-то вместо нее это делает. Тут у нас present simple. So, think a little bit. And she has the plants object taken care of. Третья форма от take, past participle, in her garden. She has the plants taken care of in her garden. Okay. Next, Mrs. Smith doesn't iron her clothes. Mrs. Smith не гладит вещи. Да, Mrs. Smith doesn't iron her clothes. Change it as somebody else does it for her. Mrs. Smith has object her clothes ironed. That's right. Miss White isn't washing her car now. Miss White не моет машину сейчас. Кто-то за нее делает, но тут у нас present progressive. Значит, Miss White is having object her car washed now. Next, Mrs. Black hasn't washed the windows herself. Mrs. Black не помыла окна сама. Mrs. Black hasn't washed. Тут у нас present perfect. И мы должны менять. Mrs. Black hasn't had the windows object washed. То есть, когда мы меняем время глагола have. То ли это present progressive, мы меняем время глагола have, то ли это present perfect и другие времена. Мы меняем глагол have, потом мы ставим object, дополнение, и потом past participle от смыслового глагола. Okay. Now, let us look at this answer and check them once more. Kate had her room cleaned. That was the first answer. Anne has the food delivered to her house. The second. Kate has had her meals cooked. Vic will have her dress made. She is having the dogs fed now. Mr. Black had the letters typed. Helen has her children looked after. She has her plants taken care of in her garden. Mrs. Smith has her clothes ironed. Miss White is having her car washed now. Mrs. Black has had the windows washed. Okay, now make up some sentences. Think a little bit for yourself. Have haircut. Например, I have my hair cut once a month. Next. Have boots repaired. Think of a sentence. with have something done. Have boots repaired. He has his boots repaired every week, for example. Or he has his boots repaired very often. Even he has his boots repaired at the shoemaker. Have the flat decorated. They are having the flat decorated now. Okay. Next. Have yes pierced. Прокалывать уши или делать пирсинг в ушах. Да, это кто-то другой делает. My daughter has had her ears pierced. Have a tooth pulled out. He had a tooth pulled out yesterday, for example. Next, you may think of some other sentences. Have the wallet stolen. I had the wallet stolen when I was at the market. Good. Next, have the nose broken in a fight. Unfortunately, he had the nose broken in a fight with boys yesterday. Have the lawn mowed. They have the lawn mowed every month. Окей, на этом все. Встретимся в следующем видео. Goodbye. See you soon.